My guest today is someone who perfectly embodies the idea of having the courage to create something new in her life. By day, Jen Schmitz serves Island County as the Natural Resources Manager, helping protect the land and waters that make Whidbey such a remarkable place to live. It's thoughtful, technical work that requires science, collaboration, and long-term thinking. But outside of her day job, Jen and her partner have brought something completely unexpected to Coupeville, the Spectacled Sasquatch Taproom. This isn't just another place to grab a drink. It's become a gathering place for people who don't always fit into traditional nightlife. Whether it's karaoke, show and tell nights, themed events, games, or simply celebrating your favorite nerdy obsession, the Spectacled Sasquatch is building a community where being a little different isn't just accepted, it's encouraged. Today we'll talk about why someone with a successful career in environmental science decided to open a neighborhood bar, what it takes to build a welcoming space from scratch, how community can grow around shared curiosity, and why sometimes reinvention isn't about leaving one life behind. It's about making room for another. Jen, welcome to the Local Whidbey Podcast.
Hey, Jennifer. Thanks for having me here today. I mean, what a unique, cool place, the Spectacled Sasquatch. I've been here before and whatever it was before, but like I was mentioning to you, this is so creative.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait to get into these questions. So before we talk about the Speckled Sasquatch, and listener, the reason why I'm emphasizing that is because I called it the wrong thing and I'm not even going to say it so that you won't call it that either. All right. So tell us about your work as the County Natural Resources Manager. What does a typical day look like to you?
Yes, it is a very interesting job. So, the Division of Natural Resources is one division of Island County within the Public Health Department. So you can
Okay.
imagine I'm encountering all sorts of stuff throughout the day. Our team does everything from salmon recovery to shore friendly to marine resources and surface
Mm,
water quality sampling. So I oversee all of that, the team and all the contracts and working with the county commissioners. They are folks I work with directly almost every single day.
okay.
And it can be very, very interesting. There's a lot of really dynamic people and places and things in this county.
Okay.
And it's never a dull place, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. You probably could have been if it was about that. I could have probably interviewed for my saltwater lives because
Yeah.
have you been in that
Mhm.
job a really long time?
I've been doing natural resources, environmental science work for almost 20 years. Yes.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So environmental science and neighborhood bars don't usually appear on the same resume. So how did this idea first begin?
Yes, I love that this is part of the sort of reinvention and
Yeah.
reimagination conversation because you're right, they couldn't be farther apart from one another. But there's a lot of great overlap, which I'm
Yeah.
excited to kinda
Yeah.
share. The town of Coupeville is very, very tiny, as you
Yes.
know.
Very tiny.
I moved here. I'm a COVID transplant like many others,
Me too.
and,
Hmm.
didn't really know a lot of people,
Hmm.
and as you mentioned, this place was a different place
Yeah.
before, and I started moonlighting here to get to know people and get to know my community, and just really loved this place as a you heard the term "third place" before?
No.
It's a term for you've got your home, you've got your work, and you've got a third place
Okay.
where you feel comfortable, you can read a
Yes.
book, you don't have to put
Yes.
on airs, you're
Everybody knows
accepted.
you. Hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I found that to be this place, and I was here a lot.
Yeah.
Most evenings, got to know almost all of my friends, my current partner, all met here.
Oh,
We've
okay.
seen many other relationships burgeon through here as well. It's a great little place. And of course, I got to know the owner, Mitch, who many of you still know. And when it came time last year for him to close up, I had thought to myself for years, What would I do with this?
Yeah.
What would I do?" And it's this.
Yeah. And it's
It's
great.
this explosion of character and cozy and fun and uniqueness, and I couldn't say no to the opportunity, but being an environmental scientist, a natural resources manager, that's core to me.
Yeah.
There was never a question of giving up one for the other. It
Right.
was a more formalization of the 2 worlds I had already developed, for over the years, so
Was there a specific moment where you thought, okay, I'm doing this?
Mitch had reached out to all of us and said, I'm really sorry that we're going to be closing up. If you know anybody who wants to buy the building. And I thought, well, gosh, I can't buy the building, but maybe I can rent it and do something else. And um, it moved quickly, as you can imagine. So I don't know if there was one particular moment. Once I was in, there was no going
Yeah,
back,
you were in.
all the way in, and it has been incredibly rewarding.
So do you live here in Coupeville?
I do, just down the
Okay.
street.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
So asking why Coupeville,
Mhm.
that's, given. Did you feel that Coupeville was missing something like this?
Yeah, and we've definitely seen and heard and felt that response from the community. You can come in here on pretty much any night of the week, and it'll be
Mhm.
packed, and I'll know every single person here. So that third place that I mentioned earlier, that's something that people have really been missing. There's so much vibrancy downtown Coupeville,
Yeah.
and our friends and colleagues who own businesses down there are doing tremendously well with tourism and, our vibrant community there. But um, it's hard to get a table at Toby's even as a local, in the summer, and so having a place where it's just a much more calm atmosphere and kinda off the beaten path, and the smiles of everyone when you walk in, that was something, again, that we have heard many times over. It's just that people are excited to have again.
So where did the name Spectacled Sasquatch come from?
It's a great question, and I apologize to everyone who has ever said, "That is such a tongue twister." In fact, Mayor Molly made a little
Okay,
bit of a
she
fun of us for that too. Um, I've always loved the tavern names, the medieval tavern, the stumbling monk, who, the crooked goat and all those. I've always wanted a place named like that. And a Sasquatch just fits in here. It fits in with the Pacific Northwest. It fits in with my existing decor at my home, and then, my lovely partner, Christo, who's on Coupeville Town Council, has a very distinctive pair of glasses that
Yeah.
everyone knows him by,
Yeah.
and those 2 things together is another just way of merging my worlds.
And also, I said that it makes Sasquatch look more approachable and
You're absolutely
happy,
right.
and I find him a little bit
He's very cute. Yes, we have a lot of folks who love our merch just to have his little face on their
yeah.
hats and things.
Okay, so one thing that stands out is that you intentionally create experiences. So
Mhm.
let's see, karaoke, show and tell, themed gatherings. Why was building community just as important as serving drinks?
Absolutely, more important, honestly. I have come to realize and fully embrace that this is, like I said, not a tourist place. Folks just don't make it across 20 when they come to visit Coupeville. And that really scared me. I have to be
Mhm.
honest. At first, I really didn't know financially what that would mean for
Yeah.
me. Um, and I don't have those worries anymore. And it's very heartwarming. I mean, that sounds like a trite word, but literally heartwarming to feel the community that gathers here. And again, people have gotten to know each other, become friends, become in relationships, become roommates from meeting people here and finding those gatherings as a place that gets them out of their home, meet new people, see new things, experience new things, learn new things. For instance,
100%.
the show and tell,
Mhm.
every single time I present on something extremely nerdy and sciency, and it allows me to teach my community in a different way about what I do at work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people really like hearing about whales and
Yeah.
marsupials and things like that because it's not something that they normally do in their lives, and that's what this is all about, is get yourself out of your normal zone and still in your comfort place.
Yeah.
That's a hard strike balance to strike, and I
And
think we've done it.
the heavy duty tourists aren't here all year round. So
Mhm.
having some place for locals during the winter
Yes.
ski months as
Mhm.
well, where they don't mind leaving their home at
Yep,
all.
because they know what to expect.
100%.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, my husband is excited to come here. I've told him all about it.
Mhm.
Like I was telling you, environmental health and safety.
Yeah.
And so when you're going to be at the night talking about that, he really,
Yeah, I think I would love to hear from him too. He should get up and give us a little speech.
yes, he could. I think he should get up and talk about the time he was invited to apply for a position with Jeff Bezos,
Yeah.
aeronautics down in Kent,
Mhm.
and he had to present to
Wow.
leadership of what he thinks about space and why it's important. And everybody there were former military, and he is not.
Okay,
So he
wow.
really didn't feel like he was going to get picked at all.
Yeah.
It's not is he doesn't have a military personality whatsoever. He's a kiss baby,
Maybe
shake
that's
hands
what they needed.
person.
Yeah.
But he didn't care because he got to go, he got to tour, he got to sit in the cockpit
Oh
and
my
lay back
gosh.
up in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, and so he's like, "I don't care, if I get there
It
or
was a
not."
win.
He said, "Yeah, it was a win." Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so you've described it as a place where people can embrace their inner geek.
Mhm.
So what does that mean to you, inner geek?
Well, for instance, just this last Saturday, we had, our themed trivia night, which was Marvel Comics, and the amount of spirited debate around the lore, the canon,
Yeah.
the histories, the bloodlines of all of these characters really exemplifies how comfortable people are having those kinds of dialogues. Like, I lived in Seattle for over a decade, and I can't imagine that happening really at a bar, a trivia pub,
Yeah.
pub trivia there. Um, there's just too many people, too many strangers,
Yep.
to have that kind of dialogue. And then there were people standing up, shouting at in a nice way
Yeah.
at the bartender and over here at the other teams, and so much laughter
Yeah.
around that. So I feel people feel comfortable being themselves here.
Okay, so I have a Marvel story, and I don't know anything about Marvel. I don't care anything about it, but a long time ago, like 2015 or 16, Google had Google Plus.
Oh, uh-huh, yep.
And I love Google Plus
Mhm,
because you could join categories, and I was in the foodie category and talking about, all that kind of stuff. And that's where I like to hang out and chat with people I didn't know. And one time I was in a hotel and my son was with us, our youngest son, and I knew he knew something about Marvel, but I
mhm.
had no idea how much he
The
knew.
depth.
And this guy said something with a Marvel question to the group,
Mhm.
and I asked Aaron, and he told me. So I answered it. Well, then they started pelleting me, and they
Oh,
thought I
yeah.
was the coolest chick
Yeah.
because they couldn't believe how much I knew. And I kept going, Aaron, and he would tell me, and I'd answer. I go, "This is what they're saying." He goes, "Nope, I disagree with that." And I would type what he said, and they just thought I was the coolest person.
Wow. Way to utilize the knowledge.
Big
That's the
fat
way to
liar.
do it.
Okay, so running a county program and running a business require completely different skills. What has surprised you the most?
That is a great question. What surprised me the most, I would say, is how expensive everything
Mhm.
is just in life, in the world, which obviously we all know from just living experiences, but how much it really takes to continuously and reinvest back into the place to keep bringing those
Okay.
experiences.
Mhm.
If we wanted to reinvent the menu, and as we've had more customers getting a second crate machine, so that we can keep up with the demand and continuously reinvent and hear from our people what they want, bringing a vegan options, to folks. And
Yeah.
um, that's not cheap and it's not easy. But staying on top of that does utilize the skills that I use every day in my
Mhm.
in my program management and my division management, because it's just an incredible amount of organization, but there's so much fun too in it.
Mhm.
There's so much creativity, both in the decor, the menu, the wine list. It's not a bad gig to be able to say, I want to try this kind of wine this
Yeah.
time and see what the people think. And I take a lot of both pleasure and pride in being able to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just a lot of fun at the same time.
Because I'm a girly girl, there's a lot of people when they first meet me, they don't think that I'm geeky, but
Hmm.
my most of my career is information technology.
Hmm.
And so when I do start talking about that, they're like, "You're kinda geeky."
That's
How
a compliment.
how do you know all that? I'm like, "Well, that's what I did for a
Yep,
living."
retain that knowledge.
That's right.
Hmm.
Okay, so everybody has heard starting a business is tough and stressful, and so they automatically will tell you that even if they've never started
Hmm.
one. But with that, is has this become an escape for you, as far as from your daily job, or is it simply introduced another kind of challenge?
It's just simply introduced another kind of challenge.
Okay.
I wouldn't want an escape from my day job. It's It truly is core to me, and it is very
That's great.
rewarding and very important. It's important work. We
Yeah.
are trying to protect the people and environment of this county
Yeah.
for, what's the point of having a successful business if the place around you is falling apart?
Right.
It's important to me and important to the county. But I do think they meld together for exactly that reason. I am supporting my community just in a
Yeah.
different way,
Yeah.
in a different space. And so while it brings its additional challenges and it sure brings an additional full-time job on top of
Yeah.
a full-time job, it's never felt too much, and I have a wonderful staff. I'm just in the process of hiring my 5th employee, which is just bananas to think
Yeah.
about,
That's awesome.
and it has really helped me scale back from having to be here quite as much and for
Mhm.
us to be open to provide more to the community. You'd be surprised how many people wanna come by at 2 in the afternoon and have a snack,
Yeah.
and I can't do that at the
Afternoon
at the
drinking.
day.
They
Yeah,
do it in
so
France all the time.
I know it's very French.
It is.
And just having a place for people to go at whatever crazy schedule they have. We've got service workers, of course, in downtown
Yeah.
Coupeville who get to sunshine drip at 4 in the morning,
Yeah.
and they need somewhere to go at 3
Yeah.
PM.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Their day started early.
mhm.
So, any first couple of month crazy or funny stories?
Oh, so many, so many.
We want to hear them all.
Well, I do have to give a little shout out to my very good friend Sophia. She owns the Oyster Catcher and
Mhm.
Osprey
Mhm.
and
I have met her
Goldies.
before.
Yes, she's
Mhm.
wonderful and just had a baby. And still, she
Oh.
showed up at February, second month after opening, and helped me have a little bit of a meltdown about learning a
Mm.
completely new point of sale system that
Yeah.
was not working
Yeah.
properly. And just having, to your previous question, having others' experiences of opening a small business, trying something brand new,
Yeah.
building something from nothing and
Yeah.
and seeing how it goes. You really need to
Yeah.
have those resources and rely on these people and listen to them. And, she was just adorable showing up with her brand new baby and
Yeah.
some snacks and
It's a great example of
helped me
women
get
helping
through.
women
Yes.
or
Yes.
entrepreneur
Yes.
helping entrepreneur
Yes.
and being there for each other.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
amazing. I like that.
Imagine if Oak Harbor had a place where music, theater, and creativity could thrive all year round. The Oak Harbor Creative Arts Foundation is exploring something big, a performing arts center and makers space to expand arts access, support local artists and youth, and strengthen our community. Right now, they're in the feasibility phase, building awareness and community support before any fundraising begins. One of the easiest ways to help is to add your name to their petition of support. No money asked, just show you believe in Imagine Oak Harbor for all of Whidbey Island. Visit the website today and add your name. Creative communities don't just happen, they're imagined first. Go to ohcaf.org to show you also Imagine Oak Harbor.
So, any customer funny stories, especially with the show and tell?
Oh man, we had our very first show and tell was sensational. We had a gentleman come who's, I believe, the head of the Whidbey Astronomers Association. I
Oh,
may get that name wrong, but
okay.
the gist of that group. And he brought his gigantic telescope, one of the big round ones that's on like a pedestal, and taught us all about what's going on in space. Showed us a PowerPoint presentation, and then we all went outside and looked through to see the planets and had a little gathering in the beer garden, and I could not have planned that better, right? I didn't know it was happening, and it was so amazing, and everyone raved about it. And since then, we have continued to have just people bring in the 5 things they would grab if their house was burning down and what those mean to them, right? And you get to
Ooh,
show
I love that.
everybody.
I
Uh-huh.
haven't done that
It's a glimpse into someone's
because I've had
psyche that you.
questions. I'm like that.
Yeah, what's this tiny little collectible? What does it mean
Mhm.
to you?
Mhm.
And then your husband might enjoy this, but we had, one of our regulars give an almost they're not really supposed to go this long, but we were all like, "Keep going." It was about 45 minutes of his thoughts on it's called imminent disclosure. Do you know that term? Um, why our generation, millennials, are the ones poised to be first contacted by aliens.
Okay.
Why all the evidence around
Sounds like a radio show.
what the timing is going to be and why now and where the government lies in all of this. And it was just, like you said, that
sounds
inner
like
geek.
that radio show that comes on in the middle of the night that people listen to.
Uh-huh. And
Kinda
there was a recent movie called Disclosure, I think it was Disclosure Day. It's all the same concept.
Yeah.
And um, you can really get a crowd absolutely locked in on something like that. So it was really fun.
So, did he have people agree with him?
Oh yeah. There was
Oh,
some dissenters, of
the
course.
centers, yeah.
Active dialogue back and forth, but we were all pretty impressed with his case on it.
So, besides the POS system, have you learned something, that you didn't know before?
Well, I learned how to make a crepe very quickly.
Crepe? Okay.
Crepes, we have crepes here.
Okay.
That's our menu. And we went from 0 to 100 on crepes because they are, believe it or not, a perfect bar food.
Oh, are they?
They're filling, they're relatively inexpensive, they can be customized. But I didn't know a lick about crepes. It was just divine intervention.
Yes.
Um, because you have to come up with a menu before you can get a liquor license.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
prerequisite.
Yes.
Um, oh gosh, so many things. I learned that people go through beer a lot faster than you might think they do.
Yeah.
And it is wildly important to have, again, distributors, vendors, clients, customers that you know and trust
Yeah.
because they will show up
Yeah.
for you when you run out of something and it's
Yeah.
a weekend and you can't expect that from the
Yeah.
big guys.
Yeah,
This
that's
isn't
awesome.
something
Small
that
community backing you
no,
up. Yeah.
it's I mean, we've even borrowed from Osprey or, we're loaning stuff out
Yeah.
to our other small businesses. And it's just so critically important to have a network to support each other while you support the community.
So I'm not a big beer drinker, so I didn't know until till a couple of years ago even, that the alcohol content is so much lower
Hmm.
in beer than, wine, and so that's why you can drink a lot more. I had no idea, and of course, I tend to like the dark. Yeah, and then I find out so we did this beer tasting one at once, in Dallas, and I picked out every single beer for the tasting that tasted like chocolate. And so then I started ordering it. We came back home and we had remodelers at our house, and I would get this in the mail, and I could only handle about a half of a bottle. And the next time I went and had labs done for a yearly checkup and stuff, my cholesterol had gone through the roof.
No.
And they're like, "What did you do?" I go, "I haven't done anything different." And I'm like, so then I looked up that beer, and it's dark beer can raise your cholesterol. And so I ended up giving it to those guys. They were so happy. I said, "Okay, I have to give this away. I can't drink it anymore. It obviously doesn't like it. My body doesn't like it."
You must
And
have
actually,
urine, probably.
well, it's, if it has to do with your liver
Mhm.
and making your liver overproduce cholesterol, work hard. That's what it was.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Geez, I'm just such a weenie," because I was only drinking half a bottle like
Yeah.
every other
Just
day. Yeah, every other day, it was so good. And,
This sounds like a sweet treat to
so
me.
yeah, so now that's all it has to be. Can be is a
Yeah.
treat for me,
Yeah.
but I do like the darker beers, and I absolutely don't like IPAs at all. I don't know why.
Keep them on for the people.
Yes, for the people.
For the people.
When someone walks the door of the Spectacled Sasquatch for the first time, what do you hope that they feel before they leave? Or what would you like them to say to someone in the public after they leave?
And most of them do say something.
Oh, good.
The amount of comments that we've gotten that say, "Wow, this place is so cool," or if they
Mhm.
take a photo and they say, "I can't wait to show this to my husband or my friend or whoever. He loves this kind of stuff," or "They love this kind of stuff," or "Do you remember those from when we were kids?" That kind of.
So, your favorite karaoke song of choice? Do you participate?
I am terrible at karaoke, but Christo is a well-renowned musician, and he has a phenomenal voice. So I really enjoy watching him do karaoke, and he does Careless Whisper,
Okay.
much to the entertainment of everyone involved. But my go-to karaoke is Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes because it gets the crowd going, and it's the only thing I can sing.
All right. So, favorite mythical creature besides Sasquatch?
Mm,
Do you have one?
I do love the chupacabra. I think he's he's maligned. He didn't do
What
anything
is
wrong.
that?
A chupacabra is well, there's a lot of different opinions on it, but it's basically a dog-like creature
Mhm.
that's purported to suck the blood of livestock, goats
Mm.
in the Southwest and Mexico.
Okay.
But again, I'm an animal lover.
Yeah.
It's likely that these sightings are just coyotes or dogs that have come on hard times
Yeah.
and they're looking a little sickly and a little
Oh.
sad. So I feel bad for him. He's been maligned.
Well, thank you. Now I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't know what you're talking about. All right. So, are you a coffee drinker as well?
I am.
So, which would you prefer, a coffee or a cocktail?
I'm one of those people, and I don't know what this tells you about me, but I don't feel any different when I drink coffee or not. I just like
Mhm.
it. It just
Yeah.
tastes good. I don't need it. I don't feel good or feel different
Yeah.
without it. Um, but that's not the case with a cocktail. A good
Yeah.
cocktail, a well-crafted
Yeah.
cocktail, it gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling, and
Yeah.
um, especially a really artisan one.
Makes you braver.
It makes me braver. That's great. Both have their merits for
Yeah.
sure.
So, are you a board game person or do you like to play video games?
I love video games.
Do you?
Yes, I love both. I love both, but I feel if
That
I
must
have
be a
time to
millennial
myself,
thing.
which never happens, video games it is. Yeah.
I've never gotten into them because, when I was a teenager, they were machines that you
Yeah.
went in,
Mhm.
and played Tetrix
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that little thing that munched.
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, yeah.
Yeah, that was still around
You
when
know
I was
what
little
I
too.
thought of, and the reason I didn't say it is so during my boys' time, it was they loved Pokemon, and I
Mhm.
almost said Pokemon, and I don't. Hey, what's not Pokemon? Pac-Man. Pac-Man.
Pokemon's still a hit too, though,
Oh,
with the
totally,
kids. Yeah.
totally.
Somehow.
Yeah, my youngest son, even I found out that there's a game that you go around the town and play, you around
Yeah.
the city and
Yeah.
play and find them and the whole thing. And I'm like, didn't know you were still doing the
Get the
Pokemon
kids
thing.
outside.
He goes, Mom, it's an app now. I'm like, okay. All right. So, would you consider yourself an introvert or an extrovert, or an introverted extrovert, or an extroverted introvert?
I would say I'm an extrovert.
Uh-huh.
I'm not shy. I used to be. I used to be
Mm.
cripplingly shy.
Mm.
And now I think with my job, I present all the time. I have to
Yeah.
present, I have to lead meetings. It just takes practice like anything else. And now I definitely feel the rejuvenation and the energy that comes from really having a good group of people
Yeah.
around you. I've got wonderful friends here who, some of them are at the bar a lot, some of
Yeah.
them are not.
Yeah.
And having a wonderful group of people really does fix your soul.
Yeah.
It does.
So I'm obviously an extrovert,
Mhm.
but I will say this about myself. I like small crowds. I absolutely turn into an introvert in really big crowds, and I
Really?
can't stand them. Like wouldn't go to the fair. I
Oh, yeah.
wouldn't go. I don't like all of the smashing in crowds. Like if you go to a baseball game in Seattle and all that kind of stuff.
No mosh pitting for you.
No, I don't like people touching me that I don't
Yes.
know. And so I turn into an introvert and get extreme anxiety about it. And it's only gotten worse as I've gotten older.
Really?
Yeah.
You know exactly what you want now.
Well, I had a meltdown once in Costco because my husband asked me to go with him on a Sunday when we were in Spokane, and I'm like, I can't do this. He goes, yeah, you can. So I went, and you know how people line up to get snacks as if they're starving and they've never eaten.
I'll never have a cracker again.
All these people blocked me in, and I couldn't get out. And I see Mike from all over, and I'm yelling that these people won't let me out. And he was like, and they're all looking at me like, yeah, we're not, because we want this little snack. And so when I finally got out, he goes, go sit down and have a hot dog. I go,
Good man.
yeah.
You knew what you needed. And I hope he never asks you to go on a Sunday again.
Yes. Yeah, we go to the one in Burlington,
Mhm.
and we haven't ever come into that issue.
Like a
And so,
Tuesday afternoon,
but yeah, the one in Spokane is very, very large, and you have never seen such a parking lot.
Mm.
And it's just, I hated going to it. I hated it, but he loved it, and it doesn't bother him.
He liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So enough of my stories. All right. So what's the weirdest item you'd love someone to bring to a show and tell?
Oh, well, like I said, I really like the what would you pull out of your house
Yes.
in a fire,
I
because
love that one too.
you don't know what those people have, and you don't
Mhm.
know what matters to them. And I mean, it could be anything. It could be a childhood memorabilia. It could be their cat. It could be anything. But that we could definitely get some weird stuff through.
So my story around that, because that's been real life for me, not
Mhm.
a burning house, but Hurricane Rita. After
Oh.
Hurricane Katrina, we were in Southeast Texas with his job. He worked for GE at a
Mhm.
plant, and he's a first responder.
Mm.
So he said, I will call you and tell you when to leave before they tell the public to get on the road and get out. He says, so go ahead and pack the car with
Mhm.
whatever you want.
Mhm.
And so I had that moment
What do I
of
take?
what could
Yeah.
I fit? And I had a fit in the Pacifica, and a lot of things that I didn't want mess up, but it wouldn't be worthy of going in the car. I put in the dryer and duct taped it, put it in the
That's
washer and
brilliant.
duct taped it, so it wouldn't get ruined.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I had some really nice curtains I had
Uh-huh.
made.
Oh my gosh.
And so I took all those down and put all of that in there. But it was typical things like for some reason in my family, historically on both sides, I'm the keeper of anyone's Bible, whether
Mm.
it was a baptism Bible
Mhm.
or whatever. I have all those things. So all of those, because they're generation after generation. And of course, the computer and my kids' photo albums
Wow.
and their little things. We had a carrying case that had all important
Mhm.
documents, but that was it.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
because the kids.
Even with a little more preparation than the public, you
Yeah,
still
the
yeah.
kids have to fit in the car, and we have
Mhm.
to have
Right?
suitcases.
So there's
Yeah,
not much you
and
can
so he
take.
did. He called at 2 in the morning and said, "Get out. They're gonna tell
So
the
stressful.
public at 5 a.m." So he didn't want me to get stuck.
Get stuck in the traffic.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and
That is a brilliant tip about stuffing things in the
in the
dryer.
dryer,
Yeah.
duct taping it. Yeah, because even if it floods and they float,
Yeah.
it's
They'll be
gonna
it's like a
protect
little
them.
safe.
Mhm,
I have to say there is, maybe you can use your platform, Magazine,
mhm,
help me out. There is a gentleman on the island. I
mhm.
believe he still lives on the island. I don't remember his name, but there was a story about him in the Whidbey News Times a couple of years ago about he is the lead Bigfoot researcher
Oh,
of the Pacific Olympic Peninsula, I believe, Bigfoot Society.
okay.
And they had a whole article in the Whidbey News Times. You can look it up. But I don't know how to contact him. I would love him to come give a show and
I'll
tell.
find him for you. I'm good at it.
How great would that be? A
Yeah.
local Bigfoot
But you
celebrity.
know what? You've given me the idea for a category of interest, and I can interview people who like him
Yes.
that
Yeah.
are experts at that kind of thing. And maybe I can find someone that knows about your goat thingy.
There are so many experts who retired at Whidbey in all sorts of realms. I
Yeah.
think you could have a really fun
Yeah, yeah,
time
yeah.
with that.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay. All right. So, where's your favorite place on Whidbey to recharge besides here?
Mm. I really, really love kayaking in Penn Cove, and
Mhm.
living in Coupeville, just, a few
Yeah.
minutes from the little boat ramp. I can be done with work, toss the kayak in the car, and be in the water in 5-10 minutes. And it's so peaceful, and the seals and, the people that you see on Front Street and wave and get all the way down to the mussel beds. It is heaven.
Yes.
It is just
Yes.
so glorious. And
Yes.
again, melding my worlds together, I like to take friends who have no background in this kind of
Yeah.
thing out and show them the sea creatures and the sea life
Yes.
and the bioluminescence at night
Yes.
and just the beautiful world we live in.
Yeah, I have to say I haven't been in a while, but we do like to kayak. We've just been busy
Mhm.
with other things. But when we first moved here, we did a 3-dayer
Wow.
out of Anacortes to Gwyneth.
Gwemmy's, yep.
Gwyneth.
Yeah.
And we kayaked to Cyprus. So it was and I'd never
Wow.
kayaked over that far.
That's big water.
With big water.
Mhm.
And, but Mike and I work pretty good together on the dual kayak.
Good.
Okay. So what is one word your coworkers would use to describe you, like in your daytime job?
Much to my chagrin, it would be hardworking, as in
Okay.
she works way too hard. She's
Okay.
all the time,
Okay.
working all the time. I have so much to do, between all the jobs, but,
Yeah.
um, kind also.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That is something we all should be.
very kind and
That's good.
generous.
Good. That's really good. Okay, so what about your bar regulars? How would they describe you?
They there is no pretense here. They see us, going through it
Yeah.
sometimes, and, they'll be my partner and my best friend, and she's one of my employees, and we're all just having fun back there. And we're poking fun at each other,
Yeah.
actively making fun of each other
It's
for the
good. You're being
benefit of the
transparent.
crowd. We're just being
Yeah.
real,
Yeah.
and, the regulars know exactly who we are. Yeah.
So finish this sentence with it, whatever you want. Life is more fun when.
You're with somebody who makes it fun too.
That's a good one. Thank you so much, Jennifer. I had so much fun. This is so interesting, and I can't wait to come back with my spouse and hang out because he'll love this too.
Thank you.
You're
This is
welcome.
great.
Jen, thank you so much for joining me today. One of the things I appreciate most about your story is that reinvention doesn't always mean walking away from the life you've built. Sometimes it's about discovering another side of yourself that deserves a place in the world. Your work as a natural resources manager helps care for Whidbey's natural environment. Through the Spectacled Sasquatch, you're helping care for something just as important, community. You're creating a place where people can laugh, sing, share their interests, and feel comfortable being exactly who they are. That's a reminder that every community needs spaces where people can simply connect, and you've created one that's unmistakably your own. If you'd like to experience the Spectacled Sasquatch for yourself, be sure to stop by, check out one of their themed events, and maybe even work up the courage to grab the karaoke microphone. Thanks for listening to Local Whidbey Podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, please subscribe and share this episode with someone who's ever wondered if there's room in life for a new adventure. Until next time, I'm Maxie, and this has been Local Whidbey Podcast.